Hi everyone, welcome to WeTV. My name is Chris. I'm very happy to see you today because today is one of my favorite days. It's I Can Make Day. That's right. And we love making things together. We've done so much before, and I thought today we'd make something a little fun. This is something that my mother used to make with me when I was very small. What, you might be asking? Well, I'll tell you. It's egg carton animals. Look at these animals. That was a worm, or a caterpillar, a spider, some turtles, a ladybug. Yeah, with egg cartons, they naturally can easily be made into any animal you can think of. You just have to use your own imagination. So today, I'm going to show you how to make a few animals, and then of course, you can make any animal you want later on, okay? All right, let's talk about what we need to make our project today, okay? Well, we're going to need an egg carton. Now, maybe you don't eat a lot of eggs, maybe you don't have an egg carton, and your egg carton can be either this one, this cardboard, or it can be plastic or styrofoam. There's lots of egg cartons. If you don't have one at home, go to a grocery store where they sell the eggs loose one by one and ask them if they have any extra egg cartons around. I'm sure they're going to give you some. It's really no problem, okay? So the egg carton, we're also going to use some eyes. We've used eyes on our previous projects, yes, and we're going to use some pipe cleaners. Again, we've used those before, so hopefully you still have some around. And we're going to use some paint. Now, I'm going to use acrylic paint, but you could probably use watercolor too. That's okay. We're going to use glue, and you can use some construction paper if you want. So if you want, you can use the construction paper to cut out little feet or other little parts, If you saw the picture there, they had buttons on the turtles to make the turtles look a little special. So you can add anything you want to this. That's what makes this project great. Just go around your house and look for things and turn them into something fun, okay? Great. In terms of tools today, pair of scissors. It's the only thing I'm going to use that's a tool. Let's go through the steps for our project today. First, you want to find a picture of the animal you want to make. Pretty simple, right? Maybe you already know what that animal looks like and you don't need a picture. That's okay too. Next, you want to cut the egg carton as needed. Look at this egg carton. I can't think of an animal that looks like that. Well, actually, no, I can. If I bend it like this, it almost looks like an armadillo. But I'm not going to make an armadillo, so that's okay. And you can see it's already coming apart. So I'm going to cut this into the pieces that I want to make my animal. Then we're going to glue eyes and pipe cleaners onto the egg carton to make it look more like the animal. And then last, we're going to draw and paint on the egg carton, okay? That's all we have to do. So, what do you think? Are you ready? Great, let's build. All right, so I've got an egg carton, and when I look at this, I try to imagine what animal I want to make, and what does that animal look like, and what of the egg carton do I need. I think first I want to make a turtle, and I was thinking that the turtle, I can make it a little bit bigger, and so I was thinking about how does it make this look like a turtle. So I'm actually going to cut this one at an angle. All right, so I've cut out a piece of my egg carton, and going to make all these parts match. So the reason I cut it this way is I think that turtles are a little round. If I had just left it the other way, it'd be more square. I don't want it to be square. I think I like this. I'm going to make this one the head, and we're going to put some feet here and maybe even a little tail. Okay, so we want to make this look like a turtle, and a turtle should have a head. So I'm going to cut another piece of egg carton to be the head of the turtle. Well, I've cut my extra piece to be the head, And what I'm going to do is cut this a little bit more, and then I'm just going to put it in like that. So it will look a little like a head. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to give the idea that there's a head there. And when I'm happy with that, I can glue it into place. So actually, I want to use a brush to apply my glue. And the reason I'm going to use this brush is it will allow me to apply the glue a little bit more precisely than if I was just squeezing the glue out onto the cardboard. Good, that looks good. And now we need some feet. So what I'm going to do for the feet is I'm going to use some pipe cleaners and wrap them together to make feet. So first I want to think about what do I want my feet to look like. And I want them to be a little round. So I'm going to give this pipe cleaner a little bit of a round shape. And then I want them to extend into the body. So I want them to be a little long. That should be okay. Okay, so I have a foot. It's kind of foot-like. Let's make a couple more of these. When you're gluing these things, you might need to hold them together for a little bit to make sure the glue can set. So you either need to be able to keep your hands on it for a little while, or you need to be able to put them in a way that they will stay together and the glue has a chance to start to dry. Because once the glue starts to dry, then you don't have to worry about it. But while the glue is still wet, they can come apart pretty easily. Great, my eyes are in place. And I want to add a little color to my turtle. Although I like the plain yellow, I think that's fine. But I think I'm going to add a little bit of green to it. Well, I've still got some egg carton left, and I want to make the most of it. Let's go ahead and make the caterpillar this time. Okay, so I've got this piece. It already looks a little like a caterpillar, right? So what do I want to do? Well, we need a part to be the head, so go ahead and cut that off. And then I'm going to cut that off. That doesn't look very caterpillar-like to me. So I've got a piece here to be my caterpillar, and really all I need to do is glue some eyes and some antenna on this, and maybe paint it if I want. So let's do that. Find some nice eyes. Now, when I put on the part of the pipe cleaner that I want to use for antenna, I have two choices. I can glue it on, or I could even put a hole in it and just stick the pipe cleaner through and bend it into the shape. I'm going to actually just glue it on. Now I think I'm actually going to use my hot glue for this part. A little bit easier. And I'm going to hold it in place. If you're using hot glue, always be careful. You might burn yourself. And there, look at that. It's very cute. And let's go ahead and put on some spots. What color spots can we put? Maybe a little bit of black. Well, I think this looks caterpillar-like. I'm happy enough with it. I could have drawn a little mouth, but I think it's cute with just the eyes. Don't like that foot. All right, so my caterpillar's done. One of the great things about these egg cartons is they lend themselves to doing so many different things. My mother made an owl when I was a little kid, and I always remember that owl just because it was so neat. And she also made a very big caterpillar for me out of an egg carton. So really, you can do just about anything you want. I mean, it's just a shape, so you make it look how you want it to look. See if you can guess what I'm making this time. Now I'm cutting the pipe cleaners to a length that I want to use for legs. And I'm going to need 8 legs. 8 legs to go with my 8 eyes. So do you know what I'm making yet? What has 8 eyes and 8 legs? And no, the answer is not 4 classmates. Now I'm going to glue the legs in place. All right. Spider. Da-da-da-da. Now, of course, I could paint my spider to make it look a little more interesting, but I like my yellow spider, so I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Well, I had a great time today. I got to make 4 funny little animals that make me happy just looking at them. And of course, later, I'll be able to even play with them when all the paint and glue is dry. I really like this caterpillar. He's very funny, or she. Now, of course, when I make toys out of things like this, the cardboard isn't that strong. They won't last a long time if you're playing with them. But if you just put them on the shelf, they're fun to look at, and you can play with them a little. So at least it's a way to give you something to do, to make some interesting toys. Maybe you could make them as a gift for somebody. And it's a fun way to use something that you already have around the house, yeah? So we can recycle, we can upcycle, and who knows, maybe next Halloween we'll make a lot more of these spiders and stuff. Well, you know, that's all the time we have today. Thank you for joining me again on WeTV with another I Can Make. And remember, tell Mom and Dad, I want my WeTV. Goodbye, everyone.